Hello, this is a review of A4Tech R4 wireless gaming mouse. A few weeks ago, a middle mouse button on my older cheap Evolve mouse stopped working. So I decided to buy a new mouse. When I saw those A4Tech mices that are quite unique because they have a special middle mouse button next to the wheel, I decided to try it because I wanted to map the middle mouse button click on this button and use the wheel only for scrolling, not pressing, because I used to have a mouse by Microsoft and I had the same problem, because if you work in CAD application or 3D designing applications, you have to press the middle mouse button all the time, and usually the mice can't handle so many clicking. I also don't like clicking with the middle mouse so much, because sometimes it happens that the wheel turns as well. So I really like that this button has extra button in the middle that you can use as your middle mouse button, so you don't have to click with the wheel. The mouse itself is quite nice. It's quite nicely designed. It has some graphic on it, which is not very nice, but I can live with that. It has many buttons, 2 on the left side, 3 on the top. There is a switch. With this button you can switch regimes that you can preset. You can middle click with your wheel and you can rotate the wheel. There is also a on and off button on the bottom, so you can easily switch the mouse off. You can also set up the mouse to automatically switch to power saving mode, and you can set up different modes, different way how to turn the mouse on again. There are options as clicking with the button, or you can just move the mouse and it wakes up. The build quality of this mouse is fairly nice. I really like it. I also like the material. The finish is a little bit rough, so the mouse is quite pleasant to hold. It's quite a big mouse compared to my older Evolve, and it's much heavier. This is mainly thanks to the fact that it has 2 AA batteries, which are quite heavy. The mouse comes also with this little docking station for your USB antenna. So this is really nice to have on your table. The mouse has a really nice driver, and as you can see, all those buttons, there are 7 of them, are fully programmable. So as you can see, you can set any of your button to do any gesture you want. You can map any keyboard button onto any of your mouse buttons. You can set, I don't know, zooming out, zooming in, maximizing windows, almost anything. Also, I don't know, multimedia, stop and play, just anything you would think of, which is great. And there is also various DPI settings. You can set the DPI from 100 up to 3000. You can also set different DPI settings for each axis, which is also quite interesting. There are 5 profiles on your mouse, and you can switch between the profiles quickly just by clicking this switch button on the mouse. You can also rename those 5 different modes, and you can also disable those modes if you don't want to use 5 of them. If you, for example, want only switch between 2, which I do. So this is also nice. The flexibility and customizability of this mouse is really great. And if you are done with your settings, you just click OK. I won't do it now, but another window pop up and you can see that the settings is sent to your mouse. So all the settings is stored directly in your mouse, so there is no driver running on your computer. There is no need to reset your mouse if you connect it to another computer. Just everything is stored in your mouse. So what's the conclusion of this review? I really like the mouse. I really like the build quality of it. And what's the best thing about this mouse is this little button, because it's really amazing. If you work with AutoCAD, 3ds Max, Maya, or any 3D app, any 2D app, if you scroll on internet a lot, this is really a button that saves your fingers. I barely use the color wheel. I mostly use this button for almost anything, and it's really handy. Other than that, the buttons are quite nice, have quite nice feel. They are also quite quick, and the only thing that I don't like is that the mouse is quite heavy, and it's not definitely the easiest thing to pick it up and hold it and move it. It's a little bit like it can happen that the mouse just stays with the back on the floor. So for me, it's a great buy. It's also not that expensive, so I think it's really worth the money.